The Duchenne smile. Uh, man. Yeah, I feel like I'm entering into a whole other level of self-development in this next phase of my life. What is the Duchenne smile? So, what the hell's going on with these fast cars on the highway, man? One sec. This guy's going nuts. Let's go in a slower lane. So, I was just randomly searching up because I saw this one spiritual guru on Instagram, and the man, his eyes, holy fuck, like that. It's the crow's feet. They're called crow's feet on the sides of the eyes. Those wrinkles, incredible, right? It's like emanating joy, emanating like internal, just radiating something good, right? And comparing that to other people's eyes I've seen, crazily enough, oh man, the first person that actually awakened me to this was my own dad, my own father, his eyes, because earlier in life he used to be a very defiant, kind of had a lot of pride in him, right? And so that face from his youth versus the face I saw much later in life, maybe just only like, when he was kind of facing his trials, right? How kind of beaten, the sunken eyes, the mewling eyes, right? From a person who was lost, like. And this was back when I was working in Amazon, back in like during COVID, and I just vowed that because I saw my own eyes becoming like that, those mewling, like as if crying for help, those pleading eyes. It was such a sickening thing to see in my own face, and I saw it in my father, and I made that vow that I didn't fucking want those eyes, right? And I truly believe. What the fuck? Yo, there's a rock, I think, that just came from the truck and hit my. Holy fuck. Anyways, I vowed that I didn't want those eyes. It sickened me to see that, and I truly believe that I can read people's inner states based on how their eyes are, based on their face. Their good, what do you call that? Their countenance, right? So, these Duchenne eyes, man, how do you get them? So I was on this deep dive. Apparently, there's two muscles in a genuine smile. There's the oculus. These are the eye muscles that make you, I guess, squint in a way. That combined with the, what is it, zygomastoid or some shit. I have to research it. It starts with a Z. What the muscle that's responsible for raising the corners of your mouth. Okay, and what differentiates a kind of fake-looking smile from a genuine Duchenne smile is that you want the facial the mouth muscles, the corners of the mouth going up, in conjunction with the crow's feet, like that oculus muscle. When those happen together, then you have the effect of a genuine smile, right? So then I was looking at how do you train that? How do you train the oculus muscle? And I was doing them in the break room at work during my break, and it's amazing, like the way it just releases tension from the face, just makes you like almost like okay, second. I'm not gonna use those words, but anyways, fuck. It's just produces a smile in your face. Produces not just in your face, but inside. Like you just smile inside. It's one of those instances where your inner state follows your outward expression, right? It's kind of like I always relate it back to this. Like the first time I was doing yoga after like never doing yoga, and it was like just walking around in an orgasm, like every fucking day, pretty much, just shaking the stress out. You're just smiling for no fucking reason, right? It was like that, okay? Because when you're always looking at a computer screen, you're always, and not just looking at the computer screen, not always just using your eyes, but also just when you're in this kind of predator mode, like just stressed out mode, like just the closest thing I related to, although I haven't experienced it to that degree, probably, is like somebody was describing that in general population in prison, when you're really paranoid all the time, you get steely-eyed from just paranoia, from always looking around, right? The threat perception, always. But when you can relax from that, withdraw from that, then, yeah, so I think that's like one of those things necessary. What was I even talking about? Yeah, like, so what are those exercises? One, for example, I can't do because I'm driving right now, but it's like blink really hard, kind of. and then let it go. And it's amazing how much stress and tension goes out from the eye muscles, right? Another one is try to kind of squint or blink or something without while keeping the rest of the face relaxed. So just keeping it relaxed, but just, and it's amazing the tension it lets go. So exercises like these, right? So that's part of the answer. But then I think the answer goes a lot deeper. Okay. It's an internal change that's required, and that is what's truly attractive to me about this whole project of trying to get the Duchenne smile on my face, let's say, right? It's the internal changes required. Okay, so I was also went on a deep dive about this. Like, what would it require? What would it require to, yeah, for those inner changes? I got such an amazing answer from this research. Okay, and I put it in a note, all the things required, but I won't say all of them right now because some of them are not so hard to acquire. So I really just made a mental note of the ones that are especially hard and important for me to acquire. So number one was acceptance. Okay, so this is kind of captured by that serenity prayer in the 12-step programs, right? It's like, accept what you can't control, have the courage to change the things you can't control, and the wisdom to know the difference, right? The serenity prayer is something to that effect. But for me, all the rest of the shit is not important. What's important is acceptance. Okay, so going around accepting life, not trying to play the fool's errand of trying to change shit that cannot, like, don't fight that uphill battle. Kind of like, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Okay, but that, and then also the second thing of kind of this growth. In the answer, it was like a growth mindset. Okay, but I don't frame it for myself as growth mindset. For me, it's like what Joko Willink says is like, if whatever happens, like whatever bad happens, good, right? It's as simple as that for me. It's like, if anything bad happens, good, that's it, right? And what is the hidden kind of, what is the sub kind of, what's the underpinning of that, right? What's the rationale for that? It's because anything that bad happens is an opportunity for my growth. Anything tough in my life, anything hard that comes up is an opportunity for growth. So I can relish in that, right? But going about it in a complicated way like that is not an easy sell for myself. It's a much easier sell for myself if I rely on the processing fluency associated with what Joko, the way he affirms it to himself. It's like, whatever bad happens, good. It's very simple, right? I don't need to go into the rationale for myself. And then the third thing was valuing relationships, because we all know how important relationships are for the kind of inner change that I'm talking about and desiring of. Valuing relationships, right? And of course, there were other changes in that answer, but the other ones I've already been doing kind of, and are not so hard for me. Like, one is a gratitude practice. I've already been journaling things I'm grateful for, so that's already been happening. Another thing was simplicity. So, for example, kind of honing in on the things in your life that really matter, so you're not stressing yourself out about too much shit. That's also something I will work on, because I value the principle of aparigraha in my life. What else was there? There was living with meaning, like living purposefully and meaningfully, but that I've already been doing. So there were a lot of these changes that kind of I've already been doing, so I didn't focus on too much. But those three are things that I can really work on: is acceptance, what all the bad that happens is good, right? And then valuing relationships. Those are the three things I'm going to focus on, because I truly believe that if I stop fighting life, and I stop getting so stressed out, like I truly believe that tension is the enemy, right? It's not just physical tension, but just all kinds of tension. Like, that is the enemy. Okay, what does it mean to relax? What does it mean to relax into life, to relax into social interactions, to just relax into everything? Because everything gets better. All my actions, everything I do flows easier, gets better. I unlock a deeper level of intelligence, and I believe in that broaden and build theory of positive emotions. Like, when you're approaching life from a stance of positive emotions, you broaden your thinking and acting repertoire, right? I believe in that broaden and build theory of positive emotions by Barbara Fredrickson. So what's really attractive to me about the Duchenne smile is that by setting it as a kind of tangible goal, it's not enough just to train the facial muscles. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe that's sufficient. But what's attractive to me is that it gives me the kind of extra incentive to master the inner changes as well. Like that's the really attractive part of it for me. It's like, what would it take to be the guy who just smiles in the face of fucking everything? Just smile in the face of fucking everything. And genuinely, blissfully, right? And it's a fun goal for me because I feel like the material changes in my life that are taking place that I work on, right? Like I've got all these systems going for me now. Like I'm making progress in my career and in my education, but it's a very long goal. Like it's a very long viewed goal. It's not going to be accomplished anytime soon. So I cannot keep waiting. I cannot keep waiting to be happy for when I attain all these things. Like fuck that, right? Uh like even just this red seal that I'm doing for mill riding, like 2.5 more years, or these education goals. I have education goals. Maybe they'll take another 5 years or whatever, right? So I cannot just keep waiting to be happy for waiting for those things to be happy. That's not feasible. So it's been kind of on my mind to make this stage of my life palatable to myself, right? Make this stage of my life fulfilling in itself. Make like why not derive happiness from where I am at right now? What would that require? What would that take? And so that's kind of this stage of my growth, and I'm also grateful that I'm grateful that I can embark on this kind of a thing so early in life, because usually people come around to this kind of goal at like 60 or something when they retire, right? And it's kind of cool that I'm only 32, and I don't see very many 32-year-olds trying to live by this, because most 32-year-olds they're also trying to do what I'm trying to do, which is to acquire material success, but they stop there, right? Whereas I know that success is not material for me. Like that's a good way to sell it to myself, like to have something that I can viscerally sink my teeth into to motivate myself. Like let's say drive a Lamborghini or something. Like it's cool, right? But I also know that that's not really the success I want in my life, and I think experience comes. The real success, it lies in experiences and stuff. Like it's to live for experiences rather than possessions. Like there's like it's like I'm trying to work in the spiritual teachings, even just now. Like I don't have to wait till 40, 50, 60 or older to work these lessons into my life. So I'm trying to work them into my life right now, and it makes me happy, right? And might as well keep riffing in this video because I'm making it for myself. Apart from this Duchenne smile thing, what else? What was I gonna? Yeah, I'll stop there. Shit.